Kaboom, we are live. We're live. I decided to hop on for a second time today because my call got canceled this evening, so I got a little bit of time. Let me send out the notification. I forgot to send out the notification on the broadcast channel, but if you guys probably get the notification here on IG. Let me send it out on the Discord. This is a Amazon Seller AMA. You can ask me anything. I'm here to answer questions and direct you guys to the Discord that I popped up this month. It's a support community for Amazon sellers and those that want to learn about Amazon selling. And let me put out the notification for you guys. So wait for some people to pour in the chat. Albert's here. Troquiando, Giselle, Stock Talk. Do I have a prep center I'm using? No, I don't have a prep center. Some of the gentlemen that we're in the group with, they do use a prep center. And for those that don't know what that is, it's a preparation center for your goods. It's a place that you can send your inventory to, and they can prepare your goods for you and then send them to Amazon, because Amazon requires the goods to be polybagged and have a certain SKU label attached to them, and they need to be prepared correctly. This is something that if you're out of the country that you may want to consider. I have some international sellers or want to be sellers that have contacted me and asking me how to do it. I would suppose that that's how you would do it. I'm based here in the United States. I'm in Miami, Florida. So, I don't really, deal with the international sales. I only sell in the United States. But let's say if you're in Canada and you want to sell in the U.S., I would assume that you get a prep center. Now, for those that scale even larger and, they want to delegate some of that work, you can hire a prep center. It's preferable that you hire a prep center in a no-tax state. That way, when you order the items online, you're not charged tax, and, that can save you some percentage. What are your thoughts on SalesGazer? I don't use SalesGazer, so I don't have any thoughts on it. So I can't tell you if it's good or bad. I don't use it. The tools that I use are listed inside the Discord, and they're must-haves for me for what I do, the retail and online arbitrage. That's basically finding mismatched prices and finding the lower price and selling it for higher on Amazon. I use SellerAmp and I use Keepa. SellerAmp has a cost calculator that lets you know your profits and your ROI, that lets you know how many sellers on the listing, how many sales that listing is making per month. And Keepa shows you price charts, variation info, and you can run product searches for specific criteria, for specific categories, on specific brands, keywords, and you can use that as well. That's a good question. Well, I guess a thorough answer. I just don't know what SalesGazer is. Maybe good, maybe bad. I don't know what it is. The tools that I use again are SellerAmp and Keepa. What's up, Andy Cards, Deniza, and the rest of the maniacs that are tapping in? I'm glad that I get to go on the evening because I feel like a lot of people are getting home from work. I'm getting more text in the group chat, and people are probably more accessible at this time. Palomar, excuse me if I'm mispronouncing that. I'm not the best with names. I submitted my Champs invoice to request being on gate for Nike. They keep denying the invoice. Should I purchase a different Nike item and try a new invoice? Listen, I'm getting a lot of reports of people getting that are not successful on getting ungated with Nike. Now, listen, guys, you got to be persistent, you got to be consistent, and you got to keep trying. Albert, that's here in the chat, he tried a bunch of times with Adidas. I think, Albert, let us know how many times you tried it with Adidas. And finally, like after the 10th time, and he was doing it the same way every single time, then he got approved. I'm not sure if he's been, or I don't think he was approved for Nike yet. I think Nike is probably one of the more difficult ones. But as far as the criteria, what you need is an invoice that's legit from a retailer or a distributor or a manufacturer. It has to be legit. You can get it from Target, Kohl's. There's, different places that provide invoices, but it has to have your address, and it has to have the seller's address as well, and it has to have your name. Everything needs to match up, and you got to order 10 items of that brand. Once you get ungated to sell a brand, you don't have to provide invoices every single time. I do suggest that you keep receipts just in case anybody, claims that you're selling fake items or anything like that. You want to make sure you have the paper route and paperwork all there. We're running a legitimate business. This is all legit. This is, we're trying to provide a premium service. So, make sure you have your ducks in order. You have cross your T's, dot your I's. Money Mays here, Fly, Thorpe. and the rest of the crews here. Good evening to everybody. Again, there's a Discord. Guys, I told you guys, and I've been saying this, I don't know how long I'm going to keep this Discord open like this. I don't know, okay? I may change my mind. It's right now, you could just jump in there. No email required, and it's a free support group. There's definitely a lot of resources there, and we already have, I'll let you know exactly how many people we got in there right now. Well, it doesn't show me on this click. I know it does on my app, but last time I looked, it was just shy of 200 people. It's been open since the beginning of the month. Just to give you guys a little bit of background, most people know me as Tev95. I'm a record producer. I've been doing music for 10 plus years. I run a label called 95 Labs, and I've always looked for ways to supplement my income, because if you work in the arts, you know that it's cyclical. You know, you may have your highs and you have your lows, so you always have to have a way to supplement your income, or it's wise to have a ways to supplement your income. I've worked in the fitness industry as well for some time. I'm a fitness enthusiast. You see me posted up doing the burpees every single day. I'm on day 230 plus. And most recently, I started sharing Amazon preparation videos, Amazon sales videos, and they blew up. It's a kaboom. I'm getting DMs left and right. People are contacting me, and it's definitely an excitement on the networks. People are really interested, so I'm going to lean into it. I'm just going to share my journey here with you guys and let you know how it's going for me. I've been doing this Amazon resale thing for about a year, part time, and then about a half a year. About 3 or 4 months full time. I really started pressing into full time right before the holidays started, because I knew that there's a lot more sales in the holidays, and I see the potential here, guys. So that's what I'm doing. A lot of people are asking, what do you make? And how much do I expect? How much hours? And guys, I'm here to tell you, if you're interested in selling online, the first thing you need to do is not worry about all the numbers. You need to worry about learning how to sell, getting the education and getting the practice, getting the reps in before you worry about how many hours or how much to expect to earn and all that. I'm not here to sell you guys a dream. This is real work. So if you're serious, you need to learn first. You need to learn how to fish. You have to actually go out there and catch a fish before you worry about setting up a whole, becoming a fisherman and selling to restaurants. So, that's to be $150 with you, to keep it 100 with you. I did this basically on my own, learning from YouTube. Now I'm in a mastermind community with 7-figure sellers. And that's why I'm on the call right now, because they rescheduled for yesterday. I'm there on the Zoom. I'm on the Zoom waiting, and I'm like, what's going on here? And then I just figured out that the call was rescheduled. So anyhow, if you guys want to learn, I got that Discord open. I don't know how long it's going to be open, but right now it's a support community, and you can just slide up in there. And I want to see you guys win. What's in it for me? I'll tell you what's in it for me. I get to share this information. I get to stay in the loop with you guys, and I get to learn as I build with you guys. Because one thing that I'm learning is that you want to surround yourself with people that are doing the same thing that you want to do. You want to exist on the internet. You want to share your story, and you want to just be around that as much as possible. Whatever you're trying to achieve or the goals you're trying to do, you want to do that. So that's why I'm creating this community. I want to have a community of accomplished sellers. I have goals of selling 50K per month by this summer, and that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. I want to answer your questions. I want to see you guys win. I'm here to inspire and motivate. And this channel is just more than just Amazon seller. I'm not the Amazon seller guy. Although that's what I do. That's one thing that I do. I have a catalog of music that you guys can check out on Spotify and all the other networks. And I go by Tev95. That's TEV95. And you can check out my website, 95labs.com, if you're interested in all the hip hop stuff. And that's what most people know me for here in the city of Miami. Most people know me as Tev. So that's what I do. That's my story. And I'm here to lean into the Amazon seller stuff because I see that there's a demand for it. And if I can help you guys find another way to create some extra income, whatever that may be, whether it be $5 or $500,000, I'm here to help. So hit me with the questions, guys. I'm here to help you guys out. I'll be here for a few minutes. I want to answer your questions. This is the second live I do today because, again, my call got canceled and I got some time now. And I'm going to be doing as many lives as I possibly can right now because I want to establish the community. And, I want to be an effective leader. and I want to see you guys win. So I'm here providing a service. I'm here to serve you guys before I serve myself. Of course, I want to serve myself. That's 1,000. I'm here to make the bag too, but I'm realizing that it's also about what others people's needs are. So I'm here to help. So hit me with the questions. And someone in the Discord says, what estimated sales do you guys usually don't buy under? That's by Dimitri there in the Discord. And to answer your questions, I don't go by exactly by estimated sales. I go rather by sales rank on the category. So the closer something's ranked to number one, the more it's going to sell frequently. So when I do searches and I qualify a product, I like to see that product is under 150,000 sales rank or under 100,000 sales rank. Once you start going over 150,000 sales rank, it may not be moving as fast. So I kind of stay away from that. Even if the numbers seem like, there would be a profit, I'm starting to see that velocity is also as important or maybe even more important than ROI right off the bat. I'm new with Amazon. How could I sell items like Adidas and Nikes? How do I do private label? I don't do private label. Private label is making your own products, making your own brand. That sounds like a great idea, but that requires a lot more upfront capital. Then you got to do marketing. I don't need to market the products. I'm selling name brand products that basically sell themselves. So I'm identifying name brand products that are already low in sales rank, that they already have data and verifiable proof that they sell regularly. As far as how to sell those brands, you need to get approved in what we call the ungating process. So you got to submit an invoice. That invoice needs to have 10 units that you purchased of that brand. That invoice needs to be from a legit manufacturer or distributor of that product. Easy example would be Target. Target sells name brand products. If you buy something from Target online, if you go into your order confirmation history, there's a button somewhere in there that you can click to print out an invoice. That invoice will be a legit invoice, which would have your name, address, Target's name and address. It's all a legit invoice, something that you can have as verifiable proof. So the invoice is different than a receipt. A receipt doesn't have your name and address on it most of the time. So it's kind of like a receipt, but it's a more thorough receipt. You got to submit that and hurry up and wait. Now for the big brands, some of the newer sellers, the newer guys, they are getting denied. Now, I believe that there's a bot. I believe that they have certain criteria that they don't publish to the public. And, that's probably based on performance history. So there's plenty of things that you can start selling right now that don't require that lengthy approval process like Nike and Adidas do. And an example of that would be AutoUngate brands. Just off the top, I can tell you like something like Huggies, that's an AutoUngate. A lot of makeup and beauty products are AutoUngate. Some grocery items are AutoUngate. And the easiest thing, and I just answered somebody on Discord or DM or I don't know, but the easiest thing to start selling on Amazon right now that you can, once you start your seller account, is CDs, DVDs, and books. And those things sell. CDs, DVDs, and books. Let's not forget that Amazon started as a bookstore. So they sell tons of books. I think it's like something like 10% of the sales there is books, if I'm wrong. If I'm not wrong. I don't know the exact number, but there's a significant amount of sales from Amazon that are just books. So if you have, like, for instance, I got a bunch of books on my shelf. I listed some of them. Before I even started selling name brand products, I was living in New York City and Brooklyn, and people would leave books on their stoop all the time. I say this often, like, here in Miami, people don't leave books outside because you don't really got that many people that read out here. But up in the north, it seems like people read a lot more. And then they leave the books outside on their stoop so that the next man will pick it up. So sometimes I just come across boxes of books, maybe some CDs, some DVDs. Just get them and start scanning them. You can see how much they're selling for and list them. They could be used too, So it's a lot easier to sell something like a used book than it is to sell used shoes. Most people don't buy used shoes. But I hope that answered your question. FBA says Bone Boss socks. Yeah, I'm familiar with the brand. I've never sold Bone Boss socks, but I've heard of that brand. I'm sure that they probably do have a good ranking. I've never done any research on that brand. But guys, again, there's more than thousands. There's literally millions of listings on Amazon, all kinds of brands and products. It's the largest marketplace in the entire world. So trust me, for those that think that The market is flooded, guys. It's not flooded. They got a lot more market share to earn. And I'll tell you, there's a niche for you. You know, it doesn't have to be Nike and Adidas. A lot of people are they're attracted by those brands, as I am too. Like, don't get me wrong. You know, I sell a lot of Nike products. I do, but there's also other categories and other brands that also have a low sales rank that can provide you even probably a better margin than some of these brands that I just mentioned. And one thing that I have in mind that we were looking at the other day in our group is like pet supplies. You know, I see some of these little dog toys. These little dog toys, man, these dog toys, they have some pretty high and frequent sales. So don't sleep on dog toys. I've never sold them personally, but I was looking at the numbers the other day, and I'll tell you that. I mean, it looks like it was a boomer. It looks like it was booming, if you ask me. So what you can. Don't let Nike and Adidas stop you. There's millions of products. Yeah, Albert's in the group with me. He's also in the Discord, and we've been chatting frequently and sourcing products together sometimes. Albert, let him know, man. Let him know how many times that you tried. Let him know how persistent you've been. Let him know that you've made sales on other brands as a new seller. I think Albert's been doing this for a few months only, you know. But Albert's in there, you know. I know he joined the group, and he put his stake up, you know. And that's one thing I was talking about earlier. You know, if you're really serious about something, you could try to learn everything on your own. And, bounce from video to video and learn. That's kind of how I started. But most recently, I paid to be in a group with people that know more than me. You know, sometimes you got to pay to play, guys. And again, not because you can't do it yourself. That's not the question. But also because the access that you get and the feedback loop is a lot faster. It's a lot faster than, trying to do this in silence. So one thing is true, the people that you surround yourself with also can help you improve, or they can slow you down. So, you want to surround yourself with winners, man. And if that requires sometimes, having to pay to get through the door, then, so that's something you may want to consider. In that vein, there is a course that's available. It's not my course. I don't have a course for sale. And I could put one together, and I've said this before, but the group that I'm in, they've already constructed a course. If you're interested in taking a full structured course that has 20 plus hours of context, all the how-tos, explainer videos on how to use these applications, actually source products, the nitty-gritty, a full-fledged course from the same people that I learned from, it's the FBA Roadmap. The FBA Roadmap is linked inside my Discord, and I think it's also linked in my link tree on my bio. I think the course is like $500-$600, and I believe that it's worth it. If you're going to pay for a course, that's the one to do. That's the one to do. Now, again, I mean, you could go ahead and try to figure this out on your own, and you probably will. That's a fact. But it's going to take you a lot longer, and you're not going to be in contact with people that know more than you. 15 attempts on Nike. 15. Look at this guy, the persistent with Albert. That you got to hats off to Albert for the persistence. 1 attempt on Adidas. 1 attempt on Lego. 3 attempts on Pokemon. Keels submitted 7 times, got approved the 8th. Just keep going. So there you go. I'm glad that we're sharing this information because, guys, being an entrepreneur, having a business, is not going to be easy. You're going to have to jump over hurdles. You're going to have to go against the pressure. You know what I mean? You're going to have to you're going to have to resist pressure and not fold your cards. And hats off to Albert for staying in the game. I know he's not approved on Nike yet. He is on Adidas, on Lego, on Pokemon. And I know you sent me some Pokemon stuff, but I haven't gone around to that. But I'm sure that Pokemon sells. So again, there's something for everybody out here. I would suggest, starting the first thing you could do to get the ball rolling. And I'm going to keep saying this. Momentum is key here. Don't worry so much about how much time or all these conditions that you want to have or what you're going to make or nothing. First, you got to worry about momentum. Get that ball rolling. Get that ball rolling and start learning. Get that ball rolling and get that practice, those repetitions in, and that will give you a better understanding of what you're capable of doing because it's different for everybody. Some people have a higher IQ than others. Some people learn more than others. Some people have more access to different sources than others. And, don't so much compare yourself to the next man. We had someone in the Discord asking me 21 questions about the profit, like how much are you making exactly? And my answer is we shoot for sourcing products with a 30% ROI. Okay, that's what I personally look for. Now, of course, there's going to be products that you find that are 100% ROI, and then there's going to be products that are not 30% ROI. And I was saying this earlier. Sometimes it's not so bad to go with a product that has a lower ROI, but that has a high velocity. You know what I mean? If I can get something and flip it within the same week and I'm making something, it may be better than to try to sit on something and try to squeeze 35% ROI on it. You know what I mean? So, it varies, but that's the target that we aim for, 30% ROI. And SellerAmp has a calculator that you can input the cost that you're receiving the products in, and then you can also have it factor for your sales tax, for the shipping cost, the Amazon referral fees, all the fees that Amazon charges for fulfillment or whatnot, or if you're going to fulfill the order yourself. And let me tell you guys, okay, for those that are looking for excuses, listen, guys, Amazon taxes you. Okay, they want some blood on the. They want you to spill some blood too. Amazon is a taxer, but they're providing the service like no other. Who's going to compete with Amazon? Tell me. So they kind of got the game checkmated. So, again, we could discuss how equitable they are with their share, but that's not really the point. The point is that, they kind of have things monopolized. So if you want to sell through that marketplace, you're going to have to spill that blood and deal with what it is. So that SellerAmp calculator accounts for the Amazon costs, both whether you fulfill the order yourself or you do the fulfillment by Amazon, and it'll tell you what your max cost should be if you want a target ROI of X. So, I put my target ROI of 30, and then when I source a product and I'm looking at it online or I search it there on that tool, it'll tell me what my max cost should be. And just to give you guys a rule of thumb, it's somewhere around 50% off. So like if an item's selling for $50, you probably want to try to find it for $25, somewhere around there. Maybe 26, 27, the exact numbers will be on that calculator, but that's kind of what you're looking for. So if you can find a product for about half off, then chances are that you can squeeze some profitability out of it. I did my video call verification. I'm waiting for my account to verify. How long does it usually take? Listen, I can't tell you exactly because it's been a while since I opened up my account. Maybe somebody else could answer, or you could jump in the Discord. We got a bunch of new people that just signed up to the Amazon account. They could probably chime in. But I would say no more than a week. I think that, and it's different that you said video call because someone said that they're getting a postcard in the mail. So it seems like it may be different for some other people. But guys, listen, you're going to, if you do everything correctly and, you're not scamming and, you're honest and you have the right paperwork, which all you need is your personal information to open up the Amazon account through the Amazon Seller app, Seller Central Amazon. It's linked there in my bio. Then, you should be good money. Everything should be fine. I would say, a week, a few days. Once you're approved, you can start listing items that don't require ungating and approval. And those items could be CDs, DVD, books, some grocery items, some beauty products, and more. And some smaller brands. Of course, most people that are watching, they want to do the Nike and the Adidas. And I understand why, because that's what I do. I get it. You just got to be patient. Build up a little sales history. So if you, let's say, you open up that account and then the first week you start selling some DVDs, some books, you get ungated in some of those auto ungates, the smaller brands. Maybe you go to Marshall's or you go to some retail stores, you get things on clearance, you list them and you make a few sales. And then, you up your performance history. And I bet you that will give you a better chance of getting approved for the bigger products. Now, again, I don't have verifiable proof of what I'm saying because that's not listed on the Amazon website. They just say you need their specifications is just an invoice. But from being in this community, from talking to people that are trying to get ungated every single day, I'm telling you, my DMs are flooded. Like I'm losing DMs. It's going bananas out here. Okay, and that's what I've learned. Scan the grocery store, you'll be surprised. Yeah, there's somebody in our Discord, B-Man, that he was explaining he went to the local grocery store out here in Florida, Publix, and he got some baby bottles, some baby bottles on clearance. He said, "Oh, I got like 100 baby bottles on clearance out of one gate," and he made a nice ROI. So, just to give you guys an example, it doesn't have to be the fly Nike products, man. Right now I'm looking into obscure categories and I'm sourcing items that I thought I would never sell just because I'm understanding the data. This is a data game. It's not so much about what's hot or what's trending. It has to just have good data. And that data, if it shows that it has consistent sales, has a lower sales rank than 100,000, and there's multiple sellers offering that item, because you don't want to jump onto and this is something that we were talking about on the Discord earlier too. Somebody was asking a question about, oh, would you jump on this listing? I forgot what the listing was, but the main seller that controlled all the sales was actually Amazon itself. Amazon sells certain brands too. Okay. Most of the sales on Amazon are the inventory is sourced from third parties and Amazon is just fulfilling the order. But in this case, Amazon was actually selling the product. And you could see this data on Keepa, the buy box statistics data. And, Amazon controlled about 100% of the buy box. So I explained to the gentleman or the woman, I forgot who it was, but I explained that I don't go for listings where Amazon controls more than 80% of the buy box. I don't want to compete with Amazon. They're obviously are biased for themselves, right? So I don't even deal with it. Even if it looks like it's profitable, but if Amazon's all over the listing and they're controlling the majority of the buy box share, the buy box being the price that you see when it says Prime right there, that's the buy box. You don't know who it's coming from. You just click buy. Well, if that price right there is controlled by Amazon, and that data will be on the Keepa charts, which is the software tool that I use along with SellerAmp, I won't jump on the listing. I won't jump on the listing there. I'll avoid that listing, and I'd rather invest my capital in something else that has more of a variety of sellers and verifiable proof that there's multiple sellers that are winning the buy box. And you can see the actual percentage share, the actual percentage buy box share by clicking data and then clicking buy box statistics on Keepa, and it'll give you all the percentages. So I'm looking for something that's 20% from XYZ, 30% from Albert, 40% from Craig, the other 30% from Oscar, that it's shared across sellers. That shows me that it's friendly to sellers. And then another instance that I stay away from is that if you only have one or two sellers that's consistently selling that product and nobody else, that's a sign that it's a label that they don't want anybody else selling their product. So some of these private label brands, they're the only, they want to be the only plug that sells on Amazon. So if you go ahead and start selling, they're going to file a complaint on you. They're going to do an intellectual property complaint. And then, you could try to fight it. You could try to complain and you could try to do the complaining process, but that's not worth my time. I'm staying away from all that. I'm going to go with the flow. I'm not trying to encounter resistance. So, you make your own decision, because a gentleman was asking, he's like, oh, but if I become another seller, then won't I be able to get part of the share? And why not? And this and this. And I mean, listen, the data shows that the odds are not in your favor. Maybe you can win. Maybe you can risk it for the biscuit. But if the data shows that the odds are not in your favor, then why would you place that bet? This is not gambling. We're not doing gambling out here. Guys, you want to gamble and place bets and see if you can win the big ticket, then go to the casino. This is not the casino. I'm trying to put my money down on things that are verifiable, that I have information on, that shows a steady flow of sales per month, a low sales ranking, a variability of sellers that are winning the buy box, and Amazon's not on the listing of more than 80%. B-Man was here. Yeah, we mentioned you, B-Man. What's up, B-Man? Shout out to B-Man. I got to shout out. I never see your face and or whatnot. And, I'm glad you're here. And I got to thank you, too, because you've been very helpful in the Discord. You've been really helpful, and, I appreciate that. You're in the Discord. You're helping people out, and, just thanks, man. I got to say thanks. I know I've said it before, but I'm going to continue to say it because I want to show gratitude to those that help. Because that's the way we should be, man. We should just give thanks when you can. Give someone a shout out. What does it cost you, So, we go by that with our Go Farm brand. We actually got a song called Pure Gratitude. Shout out to Shadi. He's one of the illest MCs in Miami-Dade County. And he's one of the artists that I frequently collaborate with. And we got a song called Pure Gratitude. And it's all about showing gratitude. And it's a tough song, man. And we got the You a Goat song, Old Dirty Kanye. That's our brand, Goat Farm. You a Goat And I'm here to motivate people to greatness. I want you guys to elevate your game, both financially, physically, and spiritually. I want you guys to respect yourself. I want you guys to build positive habits. I want you guys to let go of negative vices. And I want to see you guys win. This is what the brand is really about. It's more than just selling on Amazon. The brand is the goat farm. It's that you a goat, not that we're the goats. You a goat too, and I want you to excel to that. And that's what we're here to do, is to motivate others to greatness. Yes, sir, man. Free sauce for everyone. Yeah, listen. If you're there to if you're opening up to receive it, pause. That we're giving out the sauce. And like I said, I don't know how long this Discord is just going to be no barrier to entry, because at some point we're going to get the scammers in there and the funny bunny. We already got some guy yesterday trying to sell cars from Japan. I had to check them. And there needs to be a certain level of I don't like to use the word regulation, but there should be some sort of parameters, as it grows, because people get out of pocket and whatnot. And so eventually there'll probably be a barrier to entry, at least an email, so that I know that there's no bots in there trying to scam people with some fake crypto or something like that. So shout out to Joey. He jumped in the Discord, and we got a couple people jumping, just slid into the server right now during this call. Ian 420, Serge, JP, Will, Chai Sarjax. I'm bad. Joey. I'm bad with the names, but I see all you guys jumping in there. Lena, Christine joined. I'll be on for a couple more minutes, guys. I had my call rescheduled for today. We usually do several calls per week with a 7-figure Amazon group where we build, and it's a good group, and it's a mastermind group that I actually paid to get in, and I think that it's worth to pay to get into a group. It's definitely not something that I would have done in the past, because I'm one of those like, nah, I'll do it myself. I'll figure it out. And listen, I mean, you can, okay? And I did for a while. But if you want to go to that extra mile and you want to, then sometimes when you put a stake down, it forces you to move. It forces you to move. So, if you guys are interested in that group, you can DM me. That's at a premium. That's at a premium. If you're a new seller, I do suggest taking just a course. The course is, I believe, $500-$600, and it's a full-fledged course by the same people that I'm in the group with. They put together that course. They have a community as well, and it covers everything. Everything you need to know, everything I learned from them. So, sourcing products, different methods, how to read the charts, how to use the apps, how to prepare the items, and all the questions that you may want to know, and all the questions that you don't know to ask, they're already covered. Albert said he gained 1 year of knowledge in 1 month, pay to play. There you go. So Albert will tell you. You gain 1 year of knowledge in a month. I mean, listen, of course you could figure it out. Like, look, I was doing this for about a year and just learning from the YouTube. Until finally I'm like, you know what? I'll jump in the group with these gentlemen, because I see that, the proof is verifiable. And some of you guys are silently lurking, watching me, and then, you probably will jump in the group later on, because you'll see that I build trust with you guys. And, I'm not here to BS you. I'm keeping it $150. I'm going to let you know this is not a get rich quick scheme. You're going to have to put work in, but we shoot for items that have about a 30% ROI, and that's exactly what I set my SellerAmp calculator to. So when I'm sourcing an item, that's the number I'm looking for. Now, do you hit it every single time? No. Sometimes you find better ones. Sometimes you find ones that are less. And sometimes you end up dropping the price so that you can move the product faster. And that's part of the game. That's all good. My strategy here is to get the ball rolling and keep the ball rolling. I want to build up momentum, build up velocity. Again, going over my goals personally, I want to shoot for $50K a month by the end of the summer, or by the summer. I want to do $50K, and that'll be at least $10K profit. That should be at least $10K profit easily. So that's my number in the short term, and then we'll scale it to 6 figures, and eventually we'll scale over to 7 figures, just like the gentleman I'm in the group with. I see it, and it's multiple people that can do that, and I see it. And one of the reasons that I built confidence is, after a while, I'm like, if these people could do it, I could do it too. Like, so if I got to pay a little bit of sauce to get in the game and figure this out, what would take me a year, and I learn it in a month, then let's go. I mean, I have trust in myself, and you should too if you're really about that life. Guys, hit me with the questions. My phone is almost dead with the battery, so I'll be here for a couple more minutes. In life, you pay for something, your mind automatically pays attention. Yeah, that's why some people pay for a personal trainer. Not because they don't know how to exercise, but once you start paying for something, then all of a sudden you raise the stakes. There's a difference. It's like, it becomes a lot more real. Like, oh, all right, now I pay for this. Like, now you got to move. Now it's not just a dream and an idea. Now you paid, and you have more of an incentive to move. So again, what I'm discussing here is the FBA roadmap, and that's a course. I think there's a $500 version, and then if you pay an extra $100, they give you more stuff. All the details, everything that I'm talking about, is in the Discord. It's right there. So if you're interested with that, it's there. If you're not, it's all good too. The support group is open. The Discord chat's open. You can pop in there and ask some questions. We're here to help, and I mean that. I'm here to help not only because I want to be a nice guy, but because I feel good about it, and I learn by answering questions, and I learn by listening to other people. I'll give you a perfect example. I knew this, but I completely forgot. B-Man reminded us in the chat, like, you can get free labels from UPS. All you have to do is open an account. You got to contact them. Here's the button, 1, 2, 3. And when you hear that on repeat, then it makes it a lot faster. Then it brings it to the forefront. So just little things like that. I remember going over that like at one point a year ago. I remember the free label thing, but it wasn't in the front of my mind. So just being around these other sellers, they're like, oh, you know what? You can get these labels. Boom, boom. It's little things like that. Or, once you start building with people personally and you have a presence and you're in a group like I am with Albert, we actually get on the phone and like, he's like, oh, check out this lead. And I share some leads with him, or, oh, look, this is how I got this discount code. So guys, I do recommend start surrounding yourself with people that want to do this. You could do this as a silent lurker, but it's going to take you a lot longer and you're going to work harder. You're going to work harder. It's going to take you longer, and you're going to work harder than the next man that has the plugs. Bunzavelli, Charlie Toes. I'm sorry if I'm mispronounced. I'm the worst with the names, man. Or I'm not keep smiling and dancing here. I see you guys. All right, guys. One more minute, and I'm gonna tap out, land this plane. And I'll see if I maybe source some product. I got some products today. I try to buy products every single day and stack up the inventory. That's the number one name of this game. You want to sell more, you need to buy more. That's facts. You want to sell, you want to up those sales numbers, then you're gonna have to buy more products. You want to sell 50K, you're gonna have to throw down. That's 1,000% for sure. And not only that, you're gonna also spend most of your time sourcing, looking for the deals, because the deals change. People ask me, like, so what website do you get your products from? And my answer is whatever website that that's legit. Okay, I'm not buying from like an Etsy seller or on eBay. I'm not doing that. I'm not saying that that's not legit, but I'm trying to go for reputable retailer. Whatever retailer is legit, that I can get a discount code for, I can get a discounted gift card, or, I can sign up for an email list, or that they're running a special sale. There's different things that we look for that can bring the price down. And you'll be surprised, guys, of the things that you can get by just asking. And again, this is the value of being in a group with people that are always doing this. They can give you a heads up. Albert says, don't talk about gift cards. I know you had trouble with that site. We got a site that we sourced some gift cards for at a discount, and Albert was having problems. But luckily, I think that you had somebody else purchase the card for you, and it ended up working. Excuse me, I know I stutter. Yep, every day I hit Marshall's up again today. There you go. So I know B-Man goes heavy on the retail arbitrage. I started doing that more recently. I like to get out of the house, pull up to the stores, scan items. But I said this before. I've done the majority of my sourcing online, and I feel like you could buy more products online. But at the same time, on the retail stores, some of the margins are way better. You find some good deals. I pulled up to the Famous Footwear the other day at the local mall, and they had some Nike Kid shoes on clearance. And by the time I got to the counter, I talked to the lady. I don't know what she threw me some deal. I don't know, but they ended up at like almost $20 each, and then they sell at $60. And I'll tell you this: I send them in like, and they're already selling within the week. So kaboom, I'm happy about that. But then I went to another Famous Footwear here in the city, and I just looked around to see if they had the similar deal. They had the shoes, but they didn't have them on clearance. So that's proof that retail arbitrage works for specific locations. So you never know, and that's actually a good thing, because there's a barrier to entry for those prices. Not everyone has access to them, so they're specific to a store. Sometimes the store itself may have it on clearance. Again, I went to a Famous Footwear, I found a smoking deal, and then I went like a day or two later to another Famous Footwear, and they didn't have that deal. So either someone had bought them all up, or they just never offered that deal at all. And I think the latter is what's true. 90% ROI or not? Well, you do the math. I think it was closer to like $21 and change that I got it for, and most of them are, because I got different sizes. Most of them are all flipping for $60 or more, between $60 and $70. But none of them have sold for less than $60. So it was a boomer. Granted, I want to talk about some of the difficult things too. Kids' shoes have a higher return rate than most. So there's a high probability that's the wrong description. There's a higher probability that a kid's shoe will be returned than a regular men's shoe, and it's understandable. The shoe may not fit the child. Oh, what we bought today. Yeah. A boomer. Yeah, we've been sourcing some solid ones, man. Do I use Helium 10? No, I don't use Helium 10. I'm familiar with the software, and I think that serves private label sellers better. From my understanding, I've never used it, but that's my assumption. I specifically use SellerAmp and Keepa. SellerAmp and Keepa. SellerAmp has the cost calculator right there. You can it'll account for all the FBA fees, the fulfillment fees, all the Amazon fees, and it'll tell you the exact price you need to get X ROI, and you can adjust the calculator to your needs. You can adjust it for different target ROIs. I explained earlier that I do a 30% target ROI. So I try to, that's the number I'm looking for sourcing products. So that'll give you kind of an idea of what we're making. There's the cost involved, but the calculator accounts for shipping cost, and you can also have it account for taxes as well. Although I'm a reseller, so I do have a tax exempt certificate. I can get taxes exempt from many outfits, but there's some websites that they don't have a means for you to provide your tax exempt certificate, so you end up having to pay taxes anyway. So on my calculator, I have a 7% sales tax built in to the projected ROI, so that I can account for that. So it'll tell me the price I'm looking for, considering the taxes in my state here in Florida is 7%. Or you can go ahead and get yourself a prep center and a no sales tax state and just avoid all that. But then you got someone preparing your items, and you got to pay for that too. And I'm sure that's something in itself to manage. The 7-figure sellers that I'm in the group with, that's what they do. They don't prep products. They have a prep center in tax-free states. They send all their goods to a prep center, and they don't even touch anything. All they do is buy and source. And then they also have, you can scale with virtual assistants. So you can get people overseas to source for you that you teach, and you pay them per hour. And that way you can have an army of people finding products for you, and then you can vet those leads that they send to you and then buy the best ones. So that's, those are ways to scale. Those methods I don't use yet. I don't have a VA, but maybe I will. What cashback softwares do I use? I primarily use Rakuten. I use Rakuten. They pay. I'll tell you that much. I just got a check on the 14th for damn near $1,000 off Rakuten. And they got deals all the time. Almost all the websites they give cash back for. I also use Top Cashback. And there's others, but those are the ones I use the most. But Rakuten is the one. I have the plug for Rakuten in my Discord. It's an affiliate link because if you sign up with it, I get $30. But I think that if you sign up using that link, that they give you $30 too. So they shoot me 30, and then they shoot you a 30 bonus for signing up. So if you're interested, slide into Discord. It's there. Rakuten though. And let me tell you, aside from this Amazon hustle, if you're not using a cashback app, you're leaving money on the table. A little 3% here, a little 4% here. They run 10% sometimes at some of these. Sometimes they run 10% at Nike. Sometimes they run 10% at Puma. I've seen them run 15% before. So, I mean, if you're not using a cashback app, guys, you're literally just leaving money on the table. So aside from reselling, just use the cashback. And then it also works at, in person, not just online. You just, you got to get the app and, you got to jump through the hoops and put your information in. But if you're not using it, I don't know. You know what I mean? It's money in your pocket. They can pay you right to your PayPal or they'll send you a check if you want. So for instance, my wife signed up, but she doesn't do any of this. And, since she has her card linked with Rakuten, she doesn't even know sometimes that she's getting cash back for her purchases. And then random checks will just come in for her. They're not as big as the checks that I get, obviously, because I'm doing mass bulk buying under my business, but you get the point. What did you first buy to get ungated when you first started selling on Amazon? Stuff that's cheap. I think for Nike, I got, I want to sell, let's say, belts or socks. I think it actually was belts. Some cheap belts. I got ungated using Eastbay. Eastbay is out of business. Or I think they were bought by Champ Sports. Remember the old Eastbay catalogs? Eastbay used to have good... I used to get a product from Eastbay. I would be buying things from Eastbay left and right. So I want to say it was like a belt. I bought 10 belts and they were like $10 or $12. You want to get something cheap, right? So what you're ungating with, you don't have to list it. You just, you use it for the invoice. I ended up, I think, listing them. Or maybe I returned them. I don't know. But once you get approved to sell a brand, you're not forced to list those items that you got approved with. It just opens the door for you to sell that brand. And then you don't have to provide an invoice every single time. It's like, okay, now you're approved to sell Nike. That means now you can sell any Nike product. And you can list it. You can list 1, 2, 3. You don't have to have 10. But yeah, for the ungating process, right, it'd be, for most people, I think, prudent to buy a cheaper product. And, and usually the cheaper stuff is like socks. Socks is cheap. You're not going to buy 10 shoes. I mean, you can if you find them at a good deal. Don't get me wrong. But it's probably going to be like something like socks or a belt. Those are cheaper items. All right, guys. I think I've been on for a while. I think, I hit you guys up with 2 live streams. Guys, the live streams are all going to be archived on my YouTube. I opened up the YouTube the other night. The YouTube name is A Plus Ecom. APLUSECOMM on YouTube. All these live streams are going to be archived there, and some of the reels that or all of the reels and stuff that I do that are Amazon related. My brand is Go Farm. You will go, and I'm a record producer and a fitness enthusiast, so I also share that type of content. If you're following me, you're going to get me making beats. You're going to get me working out. I'm not the guy that's just pushing you the Amazon course. That's not me. Now, I'm going to be sharing more Amazon content because there's a demand for it. And, everybody likes to get hits and likes and views on their video. And that's what gets the most engagement from all the things that I just explained. But again, if you follow me, that's what you're going to see from me. That's what I'm about. I'm here to motivate, to inspire you guys, to help you. I want to see you guys win. And I'm going to share my journey in this e-commerce because it's not going to stop at Amazon. Because I also sell on eBay and stuff, but I have plans to expand to different platforms, but it's primarily on Amazon right now. Tone says, "What's the YouTube?" The YouTube is A Plus Ecom, and that's spelled APLUSECOMM. You're awesome. Thank you. I appreciate it. You're awesome too. I assume. I don't know you, but Paulid Hillen, I've seen your name here several times in the live stream, so I appreciate you pulling up. Susie Finders Keeper sent a request to be in the video. I'm not taking requests right now. I will, and I said this earlier in the live stream, later, sometime soon, but probably by next week, I'll be offering one-on-one calls where you can book me for a one-on-one call. I don't know if it's going to be 30 minutes, 45 minutes, or an hour. I'll let you guys know the price. Or maybe you guys should let me know what you think I should charge. Obviously, I'm not going to be taking free calls. What's free right now is the Discord. The Discord is free. You could jump in there, and I'm in there. I'm answering as many questions as I possibly can. And not only that, B-Man's in there, Albert's in there, and we got about 200 people in there already. So that's the resource that I provide, the community that I'm providing. I want to build that community. I want to see you guys win. And as you guys grow, I want you guys to post your results, and I want you guys to grow with us. But going back to what I said, I'll have the one-on-one calls available. So if you want to pick my brain, or if you want to talk to me one-on-one, and I'll provide that service. Today's price isn't tomorrow's price. Obviously, as I grow on this, I'm going to demand more for my time. I'm already getting bombarded, bro. I'm telling you, like, I just started sharing this content in February, right? And I got people from high school hitting me up. Yo, hey, bro, explain to me. Like, I got people that would never call me, hitting me up, and that's cool. I mean, I'm all good with it, But when I tell you guys the amount of engagement this stuff has garnered this channel, it's crazy. And I mean, I understand people are interested in making money. I get it, But I never really. You don't really know until you do it, So the lesson here, guys, is to just share what you're doing. Some of you guys are hiding behind. I don't know what you guys are hiding from. You have your profiles on private. Bro, what is social media if you're having your profile on private? People are hitting me up, give me information, and then I go to DM them and they're private. I'm not going to follow back every single person that is DMing me. Then I'll have my timeline flooded. I will share the information with you. I'm going to DM you. But how am I supposed to engage with you and socialize with you if you're on private? Guys, if you guys want privacy, I respect privacy. I'm all for rights and privacy. I get it 1000%. But social media is not the place for privacy or to try to hide. Guys, grab the phone, start documenting what you're doing, share your story, keep it $150. It doesn't matter if you don't know how to edit videos or if you feel funny bunny on the camera. Guys, people don't give a fuck. They're either going to engage with you or not. I used to be self-conscious because, I stutter and whatnot, and I'm here and there, I'm scatterbrained to a certain extent, and I would be like, oh, is this legit? And, people are going to, and I would have all these thoughts. And I shared a post the other day. I'm like, man, just don't be afraid of this. Like, fuck it. Just go ahead and share it, and you'll be surprised. You're going to attract what you put out, and the people that are going to vibe with you are going to vibe with you. And if they don't vibe with you, they don't vibe with you. It's not that, they aren't serious. No, they're not. So, how you're going to hit me up for information, then I go to respond to you, and your thing's on private. Like, I don't know what's the point then. Like, why are you hitting me up for? If I got to go and follow you and have you approve my follow, I don't got time for that, guys. I literally, in the past couple weeks, I've more than doubled my following. And that's not to flex on you guys. I'm just trying to keep it real for you. Most of the people in this box, you've never had content that has kaboomed in engagement like that. So you don't know what it is that you, every single time that you refresh your thing, you get 200 new followers, 300 new followers, 7 new DMs. Every single time that you're refreshing, it's like bing, 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 bing. And, I receive it and it's good. I get it. I can't just go back to every single person and follow and then try to follow up. You got to make it easy for me to hit. I want to help you. Like, if you really want to learn, I'm here. I'll hit you up with the DM. I'll try to respond to you. I'm not trying to be bouge at all. Like, I understand, but I'm just trying to get you guys to understand my perspective. And that is, if you want to be on social media, stop hiding. I'm going to leave you guys on that. Lime Wire Loose says, I'm definitely booking a one-on-one call. Yeah, I'll let you guys know. Slide into the Discord if you haven't already. The link is there, and DM me, and I'll contact you because you said you're interested. I'll contact you when it's ready to book. I'm gonna have like a calendar or whatever, and then you can book a time with me, and we'll do a call. And I asked the question, guys, like, I don't know what the price point should or shouldn't be. I have some ideas, but maybe you guys can share me. I definitely don't want to make it less than 30 minutes. And I probably don't want to make it more than an hour because I have other things to do as well. So, maybe, a good time zone is 45 minutes. And I want to make it at a price that's worth it for me and worth it for you too. Like, this is not a charity either. Ready. Yeah, so you see, there's several people that are interested, and I'm gonna offer that because I've had several people contact me like, "Yo, could I talk to you one-on-one? I'll pay you." And I'm like, "Well, right now, I don't want to take your money. I'm not prepared to take your money at this point. But jump into the Discord, and when I am, I'll let you know the formal thing because I want to do it right. I don't want to just be like, yeah, just pay me, and then if you're gonna sit down and talk to me, I want to give you your money's worth. Like if you're gonna sit down for 30 minutes with me, I want to provide that value." I want to build and keep trust that's verifiable. And I'll leave you guys on that, guys. Shout out to Tone, Ricky, and the rest of everybody that tuned in. Thank you so much. Everybody have a great night. And jump into the Discord. That's the support group. And that's the resource with all the information, the full-fledged course if you need it, the software tools, ways to get on Gated, and all the link to the cashback apps and more. Everybody have a good night. Peace.